What if I told you that the way you think about aging is just as important as how you eat or exercise? You think it would probably be crazy, I'm sure. But science shows that your mindset literally shapes your biology, influencing everything from how long you live to how well you move, think, how you feel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating link between mindset and longevity. This is a big one. We're going to prove once and for all that decline isn't a matter of time, but of beliefs and habits. Huge topic today on the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast
with Garrett Williamson.
Health, wellness, exercise, nutrition, and a whole lot more. Got questions? Call us and leave a message at 251-278-EDGE or message us at Personal Edge Fitness on Facebook and Instagram, at Team PE on Twitter, or personaledgefitness.com.
Good day and welcome back to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast, where we're dispelling the myths of health, fitness, and wellness. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personal Edge Fitness, and we are tackling a massive subject today. You're going to probably hear me say this many times, but I've talked about it several times about the fact that aging or decline that we associate with age has nothing to do with time. It has to do with fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset. And you've noticed in this series, the different series that I've been doing lately, I've attacked fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and this is one getting into what I call 60% of the reason why we decline, and that's mindset. If you have any questions about today's episode, you can reach us at area code 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can also email me at Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com, or visit our website at personaledgefitness.com. You can connect with us on Facebook, Personal Edge Fitness, or on X at Team PE. Now, today we're covering something that might, pardon the pun, blow your mind, because it's about how your mind controls aging. For years, we have been told, we've believed this, we've just accepted it, almost without question, that aging is about genetics and wear and tear and time. But science tells us a different story, one where the way you think about aging actually changes how you age. Now, if that sounds far-fetched, stick with me. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why your beliefs about aging could be the single most powerful determinant of your longevity. All right, let's start with a question. Why do people age so differently? We all know that one 70-year-old can be running marathons while another struggles to get out of a chair. What's the difference? Well, commonly you hear, genetics. Now, I hear people say all the time, that's just luck. Nope, believe it or not, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle. But more often than not, the answer is mindset. Let's dive into some of the science. I'll show you what I mean. Harvard's done a lot of studies on this. They did one called the reversed aging study. In the late 70s, a Harvard psychologist named Dr. Ellen Langer conducted one of the wildest experiments in the history of psychology. It's one of my favorites. She took a group of elderly men, all in their 70s and 80s, and placed them in an environment that was designed to look, feel, and function exactly like the world of 1959. For 1 week, these men weren't allowed to act old. They had to speak in the present tense about their younger years. They had to dress like they did in their 50s and live as if time had rewound. So they're basically playing a part. Now remember, this was done in the early 70s. What was the result? After just 1 week, these men experienced, now watch out, this is amazing. They experienced improved grip strength, improved posture, and improved flexibility. Now, I'm not talking about they just thought they felt better, they were happier. We're talking physical changes, improved grip strength, improved posture, improved flexibility. How about this? Better cognitive function, higher memory, and processing speed. Believe it or not, they even had better vision and hearing. Keep in mind, they didn't take pills. They didn't go on an anti-aging regimen. They simply believed they were younger and were told to act accordingly. Now, if that doesn't make you rethink aging, I don't know what will. Let's talk about something even more fascinating. Your beliefs, I said this in the intro, literally shape your biology. Now, most of you have heard of the placebo effect. It's where people experience real healing from fake treatments just because they believe they work. But fewer people realize that the opposite of that is actually true. It's called the nocebo effect. Now, this is where believing in something will harm you actually makes it happen. So just the thought, just the fear that something's going to harm you, then the harm actually occurs. A study published in Psychosomatic Medicine found that people who just believed they were in poor health, regardless of their actual medical condition, were significantly more likely to develop illness and die prematurely. Now, you may know some folks like this. Hypochondriacs, people that always think that something's wrong with them. Look at their lifespan. Look at how they are at 70 versus somebody that thinks positively is more fit at 70. Why is this? Because your thoughts, get this here. I said that it would change your biology. Your thoughts send biochemical signals to your body. If you believe aging means weakness, your body listens and complies. This is why so many people who accept the narrative of an inevitable decline start experience it. Not because aging did it to them, but because they train their bodies to expect it. Not deep enough? Well, let's go deeper. How about your DNA? At the heart of cellular aging are something I talked about in an earlier podcast, telomeres. They're the little caps at the end of your DNA strands. The shorter they get, the faster you decline. And stop using that age. I hate using age as a synonym for decline. The shorter those telomeres get, the faster you decline. A study published in what we know of as PNAS, is the Publications of the National Academy of Sciences, found that people who were chronically stressed had significantly shorter telomeres, meaning their cells aged faster. But here's the kicker. People who manage stress through mindfulness and optimism, not even fitness, had longer telomeres, meaning their biological age was younger than their actual years. Amazing, isn't it? All in the mind. Let's put that into perspective. Your mindset doesn't just make you feel better. It can literally slow down decline at the genetic level. There's another big part of this, and actually the tools of how do you make this happen. You want to live longer? Well, stay connected. Studies from the world's longest living populations. Now, these are these blue zones you hear about. Like, I use the examples all the time of Okinawa, Japan, and Sardinia, Italy. They show that strong social networks and a sense of purpose are two of the biggest predictors of longevity. There's also something called the loneliness effect. Researchers have found that chronic loneliness increases mortality risk by 26%. Let me put that in perspective for you. 26%? That's the equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day just by being lonely. In Okinawa, centurions have a concept called ikigai. Ikigai is the name of it. I-K-I-G-A-I. Ikigai. And it's a deep sense of purpose. Now, I've actually seen this occur. It's when people have a reason to wake up every morning. They actually live longer, stay active, and remain engaged. Aging isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about having a life worth living. This is why so many people that are actually in good health, but they worked all their life and they now retire, and you see them rapidly decline. It's because they have lost their purpose. They had no plan for what was their purpose going to be in retirement. It's something we counsel our clients about all the time. But what else can you do right now to take control of how you age? Number one, please reframe how you see aging. Instead of seeing it as decline, as an automatic decline, which is a lie, see it as an evolution. Number two, stay mentally engaged. Lifelong learners maintain brain function decades longer than those who don't challenge their mind. One of the things you can do is, if you ever want to learn an instrument, learn an instrument. It gives you not only the joy of learning it, but also it gives you purpose, and it also works your mind. Number three, surround yourself with people who lift you up. This is a big one. Aging alone is one of the fastest paths to decline. So community matters, and making sure you're not around a bunch of community that's telling you you're deteriorating because of your time on the calendar. Make sure it's a positive group. Number four, challenge your body. If you treat your body like it's fragile, it'll be fragile. Number five, manage stress like your life depends on it. This is a massive one. Stress is 60% of why we crave, which is 60% of why we're overweight. Gratitude, meditation, laughter, all of these slow aging, as I stated earlier, they slow aging at the cellular level. You can't get any better than that. All right, here's the big takeaway. This is something I say in my presentations on live age. You'll see it a lot written in my book. Aging isn't something that happens to you. It is something you control. It is something you shape. That decline is something you shape. Your beliefs, thoughts, and daily habits will dictate how long and how well you live. Now, this is such a big part of aging and my whole mantra on live aging that we'll be continuing this mindset and longevity series. We've got about 4 different podcasts we're doing on this, and we're going to have some real life case studies of people who have defied aging expectations. And usually when we're doing a lot of these examples, you'll know some individuals that reflect that. You'll also know quite a few people that reflect the mindset thing I was telling you earlier, especially about retirement. It's one of the big examples I use. When somebody loses their purpose, they start to decline, literally start to decline. This is why culture at Personal Edge Fitness is so incredibly important. We say the number one thing we sell, the reason people come to see us, is not only our expertise, but also accountability. But the reason why we have a tenure rate that is 3.5 times the national average being 18 months, ours is 6.5 years. That's clients staying with us, is because of our culture. Because it's a happy place to be. It is a mindfulness that is shaped on living longer. If you want to learn more, reach out to us at 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can also email me at Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com. You can visit personaledgefitness.com or follow us on Facebook, Personal Edge Fitness, or on X at Team PE. As you can tell, I really enjoyed this topic, but if you have any challenges, if you think I'm wrong, you want to talk about it, debate it, what have you. I've got 4 different speaking engagements I've already set up for this year. If you want me to come speak to your group, I'd be more than glad to. And I love it when somebody has some real challenges to this, because this is my life's work. This is what I want to do, is try to help people live longer, happier lives, healthier lives, and quit believing about this automatic decline. It's one huge way Personal Edge Fitness helps you reach your level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stick around. We got more episodes coming up about this.
Thanks for listening to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Subscribe now and be a part of the show by calling 251-278-EDGE or message us on Facebook and Instagram at Personal Edge Fitness or at Team PE on Twitter, and visit us at personaledgefitness.com.